If
I see.
we name it Kaspa, but we can't use it as the currency itself and just hodling it, is I see no point of it. I see problem in Square itself. The payment does not go through my business directly.
Welcome to XXIM, your home of decentralization. Today I've got with me Donny and Fabio from Kasway. Kasway is building world's first decentralized point of sale. So Donny, then let me start with you first, given it's your brainchild. It's, idea started from you and you're building yourself as well. What is Kasway? Firstly, let's start with that, the bigger picture. And why did you start to build Kasway in first place?
Okay, Kaspa is basically two projects. It's the core system is for the payment protocol, which was developed inspired by the Solana Pay. The reason I built this is because I see Kaspa already have the technology for the adoption, but only available for traders right now. You only see use cases like um chat fee like swapping and
Yeah.
dex checks, etc. I wanted to be building something that people can actually use the coins itself as the currency, like its name Kaspa, which means the silver.
Yeah.
What I mean, if
I see.
we name it Kaspa, but we can't use it as the currency itself and just hodling it, is I see no point of it.
So you wanted to make sure that Kaspa is actually being used as a currency, not just within the crypto ecosystem, but within the real economy. This is why you
Yeah.
set aside and started to build Kasway. And I think there was a tweet you posted yesterday that you've got no mainnet out. So congrats on that. So tell me, what's the story behind the mainnet? So now it's fully functional. You guys are obviously done all the testing.
Yeah, it's live now on the mainnets. Some people are testing it, and I see from the explorer for the service fee address, I see like 2 or 3 transactions are already done. I think people just still afraid because it really hinders the traditional finance because it has some regulatory problem.
It's not as simple as buying an NFT on
Yeah.
Kaspa.com, right? Because there is no need to bring real merchants, real users, right? Even though these are crypto users, they are used to buying and selling perhaps NFT, but going into real economy, it's a little bit more work. Donny and Fabio, can I quickly go through why did you decide to build on Kaspa in first place?
I was a little bit late, but not too late on Kaspa. I found out Kaspa through Natural, the cat and Wolfie's bar. So then I start to researching, learning, checking everything. What is Kaspa all about? And so that's how I found Kaspa, and then got me to Donny to the Kasway. So the idea, the project from the beginning was like blowing my mind, and I was like, "Whoa, this is definitely something that will change." Anyway, will be for the business owners with a simple interface that they can connect, they can create their categories, their products, their team members, then can use it to receive Kaspa, because the main purpose is to make Kaspa more visible to the rest of the crypto community, and not only for the crypto community, because we need to start to educate people to the future, and the future will be crypto.
I want to come to the technology part, and we're going to discuss that in detail. I just wanted to set some scene here. for both of you, right? Your reason when you entered and why you started to build on Kaspa, right? So Donny, quickly, when did you get into Kaspa, and secondly, why you decided to build on Kaspa?
Yeah, actually, it was an idea from my mentor. So he asked me to he wants some to build something with using the point of sale application. The idea is from my mentor actually, but I see the problem right there because traditional point of sale system already have so many competition,
Yeah,
especially for the local market, and
yeah,
not to mention for the global market as well. We got Square, which is already so big in the market. It basically monopolized the entire POS market right now, and I see problem in Square itself. I've tried it, and I see like when I use the app, the payment does not go through my business directly. It needs to sit on the escrow account for like maybe two or 3 days or 7 days. And
right.
when you want to get the funds in case of emergency, you have to pay additional fee like 1.5% if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So I was thinking, why not we try build using blockchain,
I see.
the
So
peer-to-peer way. So I was once tried to build this app on Polygon,
okay, yeah,
Ethereum Polygon. So
Matic
when
Polygon,
when
yeah,
I try to build on it, I see like it's slow. It's quite slow, and it's a little bit expensive, and I don't really know how to navigate through the Ethereum stuff because there's so many things like Manta layer 2. There's so
yeah,
much to learn and so much to
yeah,
consider. So
yeah,
I was looking for alternative that is more simpler, and I
right.
found Solana. It is
Okay,
simple. And I've been building Kasway. Kasway is before it called Kasway. It was called Solpos because it already built on Solana chain. It's already working. But when I show it to my mentor, it experienced a congestion.
right.
So
Yeah,
I
Solana,
show I showcased everything. Like I
right.
made a payment and I see like, oh wow, the QR code is working, but it doesn't pass through like maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes or so. And I was like, oh, this is bad because not because the technology is bad, but for production, for people to use as the business, it especially for point of sale application, it needs to be really fast.
Really
You know,
fast.
if
Yeah,
you go to Walmart, for example, you go into Kiwi, up on the Kiwi.
yeah,
If you wait for longer than 10 minutes, people was like, oh, just
just
use
yeah,
fiat already.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was like looking for another alternative. I found Sui. Sui is too complicated for me. I just don't get it when I'm trying to understand it, and I was like looking for another
I see.
projects. Like people are talking very much about Bitcoin in here, so I was like learning about what is I know Bitcoin, but I am trying to understand the underlying technology behind it, and I saw proof of work,
Yeah,
and I see like the growth from the beginning until today is very
yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
And I was like thinking, oh, maybe I can use proof of work network
I
for
see.
for this point of sale application. And then I start to find something else with proof of work. I found Nano, I found Monero, and I found
I see.
Araksa.
You've gone through the entire history, and I like the
Yes,
journey you've gone through. I like the journey you've gone through. I think people will enjoy it. Yeah,
yeah. I'm I basically trying one by one, looking for the fastest and the easier for me to develop,
Yeah,
especially when coming into the community. I saw like many crypto community are not open for public idea. You know,
yeah,
when you have something that is not in a legal
yeah,
compliance, you will be like, oh, you don't build this, you know. But when I first found Kaspa, I was thinking the same, but one that hooked me is that the testnet 11 and its graphical visualizer.
yeah.
I was like, oh, I think this is it.
I
I
see.
think this is it. And I started to learn about Kaspa and how can I build this thing and etc. etc. on SDK. And yeah, I started migrating migrated from Solana and go to Kaspa with Kaspa Awesome SDK on testnet 11.
I
And
see.
then I see testnet 11 getting merged to testnet 10,
10,
and
yeah.
I try to move it on the testnet 10, and it was finished. Not very great, but I want to see how people think about my app, so I published it
Yeah.
to the Discord channel. At
Okay.
first, I only get like 2 or 3 people replying with a thumbs. So I was like,
I see.
ah,
Yeah.
I made this for almost 3 months, but I only get a 3 thumbs up. I kind of give up, but later Rubarbarian tagging me, who's the rep of Kasway, and he was wanting to connect with me and ask me everything about it, and he was excited, and not very long time, not and next Fabio came with Gonbun Crypto and says, "Oh, this is cool idea. I like it." And
I see.
Fabio asked me if can I add you, and I say like, "Oh yes, of course." And he said, "We need to have a call.
I
We need to
see.
have a call." And
I
at
see.
that moment, I was almost give up on the project, and he was cheering me up. I don't know if I don't meet Fabio, maybe Kasway won't be here at all.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's a
so he
very
was
touching
cheering me
story.
up.
Very touching story and very
Yeah,
good story. Yeah.
yeah, he was helping me from the very beginning. From I
Yeah.
don't know stuff. I don't know who is Wolfie. I don't know who's everyone. And yeah, I continue to build, and I have some issue with the funding the project as well, but I see Super Typo recommend me to move my server to the cheapest option, and it was working, and I was
Good.
like, I'm happy because
Yeah.
even Super Typo approved my idea. So that's how the Casway begins.
Right, right. No, thank you. I think that's a very beautiful story, and I
Yeah.
like the part when the Fabio came in the picture out of nowhere, really. But now, obviously, he kept you and kept the business alive. So let me ask you then, just for listeners that might not be aware of, what is a point
Point
of
of
sale
sale.
solution?
Point of sale solution is an app you can use to receive payment. If you go to Walmart or to a cafe, you you have to make a payment, and you see a cashier tapping its screen. It
Yeah,
it does basically just that.
yeah.
It's
So it's
simple as that. Yeah.
right, right, right. So it's a till, right? Like I think in the old days we used to call it till. When you go to any store, you'll have this computer sitting there with the till opens, right? So it's a new version of a till, and there's a lot of these, right? So that's but
Yeah.
obviously that's evolved a lot. And but why did you like why? I mean, I think you answered right. It's because your mentor said it. Was there any specific reason to build point of sale?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
reason I built point of sale is to showcase the underlying implementation, the core implementation, the PDA. We call it PDA, Program Derived Address, which is a payment protocol that allows you to make payment
Yeah.
not directly to your address, but it create a brand new address for each payment. So it adds a privacy layer so people can just
Right.
track your address, your balance, and how many transactions you have. It will be mixed, similar to Mixer, but it's not quite mixing a lot, but only one layer of
Right.
privacy.
Yeah. So I'll quickly share my screen because one of our friends actually built a point of sale in New Zealand, and then they exited. They sold it to Lightspeed. So this is the company out of New Zealand, Wind. They actually build a point of sale. So this is like how it looks, right? Which you guys gonna show us soon also. And then they actually sold for 484 million New Zealand dollars. This is 2021. So just wanted to bring some context to people perhaps not aware of how this is just one of the companies, and there are tens of these companies exist in this space. So just yeah, again, it's a huge market out there if someone can capture it. The point of sales have evolved quite a bit, right? So they do obviously the till system, like obviously accepting payments and stuff, but they also take care of inventory management and other stuff. So would you be able to share with us, with the community, what you've built?
I sold all my cars to fund the mainnet release, so I think I think we'll go on testnet, but
I
it
see.
already works on mainnet. So
Yeah.
imagine I was a business owner. I
Mm-hmm.
want like start a brand new wallet.
Yeah.
I'm using Kasway, but you can use Castle as well. But for the example here, let me try to showcase it
Mm-hmm.
real quick. I'm gonna try to make a new wallet. Ignore this.
So you're setting up as a merchant here? Is
Yeah,
yeah, cool.
yeah. This is a merchant one.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All you need to do is to connect your wallet. Connect your wallet in here using Kasway or Castle. Both
Yeah.
works,
Sure.
but I'm gonna use Kasway.
Mm-hmm.
And you will be displayed onboarding.
Right.
You can just agree and continue after reading it, and you can choose like the currency you have. For example, the default is USD, but for example, in my country, we use IDR,
Okay.
rupiah, and we got proxy address. Proxy address is where you want to receive your payment. Like for example, if you want to keep things as simple as possible, you can use the current wallet. It will paste your currently connected wallet, and the funds will be go to this this wallet. Yeah, to
So,
your
Donny,
wallet.
in the
Yeah.
previous, you selected the currency. This is the currency you're gonna receive the payments in. So, if you selected Indonesian rupiah or US dollars, the if I'm the user who's transacting with you, I send my Kaspa. The merchant
Mhm.
will receive in that currency, right? So USD or
No, 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 no.
No.
This is for converting the price with the current Kaspa price. So when you
oh,
use this preferred currency, you will be registering your product in your currency to make it easier. So instead of you converting manually to USD, you can just select your
I see.
currency here, and it will be automatically convert the value to the Kaspa amount.
I see. I see. I got it. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I think let's continue.
Yeah.
So this is why I recommend the other wallet, because nobody wants to keep their stuff in
Right.
a browser wallet, so people might just prefer to have it on Tangent or something like that. But because this is testnet, I can't um, demo it. But
That's
for
fine. Yeah.
example, I can go to the Castle. It's not limited to mobile wallets. You can use something like this as well and name it my Castle wallet.
Okay.
And all the Kaspa coins will go to this address instead of the currently connected one, which is HAU in the end. But to make things simple, I will just use the current wallets. And next we have fee payer. Fee payer is basically a fee delegation. So we have a transaction fee to keep the project alive. It's flat 0.25. It is not including the network fee. You will also pay for the network fee, but Kaspa is already very cheap, so I
Yeah.
think it's not really a
This
big
is
problem.
0.25 TCAS is going to
Yeah.
Kasway, right? So that's your fee, platform
Yes.
fee. Okay, I see. Plus you
Yes.
pay obviously the
Yeah,
network,
and,
Kaspa network fee.
to, and to mention about the fees, so me and Donny, we have tried and we had some questions about the fees, but we can't make the fees lower than 0.20 because none of the wallets in Caspa allows
Yes,
it.
yes. It's 0.20, right? Minimum fee on most wallets.
Yes, it's 0.20 minimum,
Yes.
but we add 5 just to make sure everything goes smoothly because I don't want like people having their funds stuck or something and having difficulties because this is decentralized application. It will be very hard for me to do some kind of refund because the only one who has access to the private key of the PDA is the wallet itself. It's not like when you connect the wallet, it does not store any other things besides the
I see.
public key, but the public key is used to decrypt the private key on the PDA itself. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, if things go wrong, it will be very hard for me.
So
But I already implemented some mechanism that people can control if just in case if transaction goes wrong.
Yeah.
I
So
will
what
be
is
talking about, yeah.
what is TCAS?
Um. Okay, TCAS is
The test
the
net.
testnet version of Kaspa because we are showcasing the testnet. It
I
it
see.
it was shown
So
as
testnet
TCAS.
token, right? So it's testnet token.
Yes,
Okay, got it.
yes.
All
On
right.
mainnet, it will be CAS.
Has okay. Cool, cool, cool.
So
I thought it's
we
not
got
a token or something, right? You guys are not making
yeah.
like okay, cool.
So we got here two option here. It's my business and my customer. This is to add flexibility on the fee model. So you as the business owner can choose who should pay the fee. For example, if I choose my business, I will pay the fee for my customer.
Right.
Let's say my customer goes to my business and buys something at the cost of 10 cash. They only pay 10 cash in a whole, and I will be paying Kasway 0.25 cash, and I will be receiving like 9.75, right?
Okay.
And but for my customer, it goes the fee goes to the customer. So if the previous customer come to me again and buy like 10 cash worth of things, they will be asked to pay like 10.25. So I receive the full 10 Kaspa,
I see.
assuming that I pay no network fee from the Kaspa itself because we still need to pay for the miners, right? They
Mm, of
are securing our network.
course.
So
Yeah.
it might not be the whole 10 Kas, but maybe like 9.9
Sure.
and so on.
I see.
So let's see for my business here to keep things simple. So on the final step, we have some sort of test payment. You can test the payment itself to see if it works before you actually selling things like a big amount of Kaspa. And you will be seeing here service fee 0.25 cash, and the expected request amount will be 1 cash. So if you hit this test payment, you will see what your customer will see.
Right.
The transaction fee is free because I choose the
Yeah.
business. I choose to pay for the customer. So the customer see the transaction fee is free.
Right.
This is adding a benefits for people like people don't like to pay extra stuff
Right.
without their own permission. So
Yeah.
we can do that, but I'll be canceling it and try to go back and switch to the my customer, and you see it will be adjusting to 1.25 because I want them to pay. So the transaction fee will be 0.25 cash and the amount will be 1.25
Yeah.
cash. So this is the flexibility we provide for the merchant. So it's not locked only the business who can pay, but they can
Sure.
adjust if the business feels, oh, it is too high for me. So
Yeah.
they can just put it to the customer and say, hey, this is the cost of the convenience, etc., etc.
Cool.
So let's
Cool.
continue here. Set test the payment, and I will be like testing it on my end.
So
I
this is
can
so
yeah.
Johnny, this QR will go on the iPad or phone or anywhere, right? Any device, obviously, that the business will show to receive the payment. So customer can scan it and start to send their Kaspas on this.
Yes, it basically did the same thing as your wallet when you are sending your Kaspa to another wallet. It does the same thing. The difference is that it is the address is not using the actual address here. If you
Yeah.
see this one,
Yeah.
KAXV HAU, it does not directly go to your wallet, but it creates a new payment account specifically for your
Yeah. Transaction.
transaction, and it always be unique. If
Yeah.
you cancel it and retest it, it will change the address.
Yeah.
So
So wait, so how does it work? So this is the PDA part, right? I want to cover the
mhm.
PDA part in a second. The program derived account, right? That's you've touched upon that. But can we go through and set it up fully? Like, so what happens once you've completed the last step? How does it business? Like, do they just have one QR, or the QR changes itself? Like, what happens once you have that?
Okay, let me try to complete my setup a little bit. So people will go through the dashboard. This is where you can set up your items for
I see.
sale, and you can set up a team if you are working in a team. But we we are a team driven application, so even though you work alone, you need to have at least one team with one member assigning yourself. And we got settings which you can do the previous one, like changing it the
Shake.
same way.
I see.
And yeah, let's continue to the products, and let's say I want to make a
I'm a coffee
banana.
shop. Oh,
I'm a coffee shop.
I'm a coffee. So if
I
you set
mean,
up, yeah,
let's do
Americano.
Americano.
Yeah, cool.
Drinks. The category is drinks,
Sure.
and the price is using the previously choose currency. So I'm using rupiah here, and
Right.
Americano in rupiah is like 50,000 rupiah, and
Jesus.
It's
and when and when you use it, it will automatically convert to the Kaspa amount.
I see. That's right. Okay.
This
So now
this
this is
price is
yeah.
yeah.
Um, I was going to
No,
ask
go ahead.
how many products you allow. Like, is there a limit to the type of merchant you want to serve? Like, or you have only 10 or 50 or 100? Like, because some merchants could be huge.
Yeah. No, right now no, because you can add everything, but the problem right now we have right now is that we don't have something like export or import from Excel or something, so that will be a good addition in the future. But right now you can add as many items you want, and it will automatically adjust the price every 1 minute.
Well, what about tax here? Do you have to add taxes like a typical, like receipt when you receive it? They have a component of VAT and GST or whatever, depending country you are in. Because here you're not showing anything, right? It doesn't get deducted from your
Mhm.
bill.
This is a decentralized payment. This is the new payment. Business owner, when you sell your cars, you have to do some sort of paying taxes from
Pay
that
taxes.
conversion rate. Maybe I don't know. It's the user's responsibility. In here, imagine I have um, banana. Sorry, my main team, and I have like banana. Username is banana, and password is password. And let's say I have one more people to sell. Imagine this is a Walmart. See, I have one branch of a Walmart consisting of three cashier: Athena, password, and the last one is Mikasa. So these three guys will be acting as the cashier for my business without me having to set up the wallets on their device. So we create a new team. The team is has nothing to do with the wallet itself.
Right.
It just doing your stuff on their behalf without interacting to the wallet directly. So when we create the new team, I have three people: Banana, Athena, and Mikasa, and I will be acting as the Athena. We have one product here, Americano, and sign out. So we have three cashier, so people can just I can just ask my team. Imagine this is a different computer. I can tell them to log in using the password before, like Athena, and password is password.
Right.
And then on the second computer, I'm asking Mikasa, and password is password. And this is what you will see in your business. People are running as cashier, both completely in a different devices.
The business owner will have the dashboard on the main connected when he connects the wallet,
Right.
and when he finished the setup, he has a dashboard, but it shows which cashier made any receivements or any orders, and we'll have the amounts for that month or that week. So in the dashboard for the business owner, he can control and he can see how the cashiers are been working.
I see. Does a user see?
The user.
User will see this.
User will see what? So, oh, I see. So this is on their point of sale device or iPad? Like that's what I was asking.
Yes,
Yeah,
Ah,
the
I see.
customer will see this.
this is what the user will see.
Oh, I see. I see.
So
So me as the user, I will scan with my phone that QR code to pay the order.
I see. Yeah, I get it. I get it. So this is what the step is. Basically, they'll see all the products. They can go through the next steps. They can then quickly pay through QR, and the payment settles obviously right away because it's all going through. So there are no smart contracts you guys are using, right? There's no need for it. You're just going
No,
straight to the layer one.
No.
no.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, there is no need for using smart contracts.
We've been thinking about it for a while. Using smart contract, you need to sign every transaction upfront, so
Yeah,
it will be breaking the Steam feature, which is the main point of Kasway. So we will not implement any smart contract, but we will in the future. We will detach this payment logic to make it more decentralized and maybe creating some sort of actual program derived address on layer 2 that people can use using SDK to increase privacy layer. But that's for the long-term vision.
I want to go through the PDA. That's your proprietary, bringing this to Kaspa, which is a program derived account, right? So, Donny, please explain to us what are you doing with the program derived account and how does it work? For most people that are not aware of it.
Okay. Let me cancel everything just a bit. Actually, let me show you what does PDA does first before going to technical explanation. So this is what you see here is the PDA. PDA is a program derived address account, which is an account that is generated by the program itself. It's not from smart contract. It's not from me. It's not from my wallet. No, it's from the program. Nobody knows the seed phrase. It is randomly generated, and nobody knows except you as the wallet who has access to this.
I see.
And yeah, every payment here is unique, like I said before. So if I try to pay, this is what a PDA do for your business.
The merchant can go back to look at the transaction history because of PDAs, because PDA creates a unique account for each transaction.
Yes, the PDA
Right.
is registered. The address is registered in my on our end, so people can see the history and see the logs and see the statistic, etc., etc.
Right, right. And this is what you guys highlighted. You highlighted, Donny, quite a few times that you do this server side generation of fresh address for every transaction, right?
Yes.
So when you do that, you're not generating both public and private keys. You're just generating the public key, but not the private key every time this address gets created.
No, actually, we generate a private key, but it was replaced with a hash, custom hash. So nobody has access except the connected wallet itself and
I
the
see.
system itself. So let me explain through the white paper. You have access to the white paper here. So I actually made an explanation about the PDA. If you can see here, it interacts with the SDK, and then it generates a random seed. It produces a raw address with pub key and private key, and then
Uh,
it goes to the encryption service.
right.
We replace the private key with the hash, and when payment confirmed, the private key is null, so nobody can handle anything. Like
I
if you
see.
want to attack the system, you have to be as fast as the network itself.
I see. I see.
Yeah,
Almost impossible.
almost impossible.
On Kaspa. But that's slightly different than Solana, right? Solana, I think, doesn't have
Yes,
a private key.
yes. This is just for the prototyping, like for early development. We have a plan to make it more like Solana and maybe making a custom
I see.
Public and private key, if possible, I will need to discuss with the Kaspa team if to see if it really possible or not.
Yeah,
So, but if Solana can do so, I think we can do it also.
I see. It was developed by the core Solana team. So this, if you were to do it, you
Yes,
have to. It has to go through the core Kaspa layer one team
yes,
um, to get
yes.
that done. I see. So you're really right now supporting B2C or C2B type business, right? You're not going after B2B.
Right now, we are only supporting B2C transaction because I still don't know how can I implement for the B2B one because we will need some time to do some research to adjust the current payment flow to be working with that B2B payment.
Yeah,
But we have it in the roadmap. First we got like payment gateway. Maybe we can use
yeah,
this one as the payment gateway. People can connect through the SDK. People can connect through maybe a webhook or something. But the idea here, I want to make sure this is reliable first, so the merchant can use it without any trouble. Then we go expand our market to the
yeah.
more.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I think that's a good start, right? You guys are just launching. And
Yeah, but
yeah, Fabio?
yesterday we had some a comment on Twitter, a guy asking if we are bringing Kasway to a Shopify store. So we start to, well, maybe we can do that in the future. So I think when more people will use it, more features will
Yeah,
be on the app itself because they will share different ideas, different perspectives than our perspective, because we are seeing one thing, but they are seeing a lot of things because they just want to be a app that they can simply use
yeah,
on the daily life in the real environment. If you look at the traditional POS systems at a restaurant or a bar or any kind of store, you create the categories, the products, and everything. And in their programs, there's a file that you can export or import to a new system or to a different company. So I don't know if that will be possible, but next week I'm going to try to talk with someone inside of one of those companies to see if there's a way for, like, if I have a restaurant and I want to just import all the products and the prices and everything into Kasway, will be really, I don't know if that is possible because
yeah.
it's different, and let's see what they say.
The people you're talking to, I'm assuming they already know Kaspa and they're obviously happy to accept Kaspa.
Well, one of them knows Kaspa and they have Kaspa. The other one, the sushi restaurant, they don't know Kaspa.
Okay.
So what I did was I tried to explain in a simple way, so because it doesn't know too much about crypto and it doesn't have any wallet
Yeah.
yet. So I'm trying to do both things. I'm trying to educate on Caspa and try to explain the benefits in the future. And I'm implementing Kasway at the same time. So and I will be helping them to introduce the items itself. So it will be good to see people out of crypto space and out of the Kaspa ecosystem join, because there's no options, but now there's an option.
In my country, people already accepting a P network coin for
That's
buying
not
things. So
right. People will
that
accept. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is hilarious. So they got scammed a lot, so the price pumps and dumps. And I
Yeah.
think instead of people using P network, why not using Cas, which is more, more decentralized?
One comment, one question, right? So when the merchants have received Kaspa, can they then convert that over to USDT, USDC, or some sort of stable coin, right?
Yes, but right now we don't have the technology yet. No, there is no stablecoins yet on Kaspa, so we
Right,
need to wait until it is available. So,
right.
but while waiting, I'm planning to do something like a staking liquidity pool, something similar to liquidity pools that works as a pool for people to perform, like paying from fiat and receiving Kaspa on their end, and for selling their Kaspa and receiving fiat without having to worry about external fee, another fee. So I'm thinking
Okay.
of something like that. This is just an idea. I'm
Sure.
open for discussion. So
Yeah.
it will brings more flexibility to the ecosystem itself.
They will be here soon, and I think it'll just make the adoption for you guys easier. I think once the stables
Yeah.
are here. Just a comment also. I think I was watching BTC Vegas, Bitcoin Vegas event that's happening right now. I think there is a business that came across called Stakes and Shake. I don't know if you know them. Stakes and Shake actually announced at the event yesterday that they accept Bitcoin, right, across all of their store across a few different countries. It's good to see that the mainstream businesses are accepting, which means now as Kaspa grows, more and more businesses will perhaps start to look at it, right? And it'll become an easier and easier challenge over time. Any closing thoughts for this session you guys have?
I want to invite every merchant, Casper merchant out there to try out the mainnet version. Don't worry about getting stuck with it. It's already implemented for the retry payment, so you can use that. If that doesn't work, you can contact me directly from the Telegram channel or the Twitter or the Discord channel. We are open and everything is ready. But if you have problem, just feel free to connect.
For me, it will be really, really crazy and good to see small business starting with that. And in the beginning, they will need some help, and we are here. We really want that
Yeah.
people to use it and give their feedback, their ideas, so we can bring even better features